Hello, and welcome back to another video. It's time to take a ride down to Union Square from 86th Street on my Veteran Sherman original. This is a wheel that can go almost 50 miles an hour. Standing up tall, there are no straps to your feet. You're standing on the pedals, balancing yourself like a delicate, fine dance or art, and you just have to put in repetition and miles to get used to it. You have to watch out for speed bumps and obstacles, like people in cars. You have to make sure you look out for numero uno when you're on this guy, and if you get speed wobbles, it means you have not ridden enough miles and trained enough muscles on your legs. So for that, I tell all my fellow riders out there, be safe and be careful. Be careful. Don't push yourself beyond your limits. Don't force it. Your responsibility is for your own safety and well-being at all times. So, I'm just a regular guy, like all these people walking here, but I just have a different means of transportation. One that I've spent time honing and practicing, and now hopefully making a return on investment, some capital gains. And those gains come in the form of time. I have to go to Union Square and back. So let's see how long it takes compared to taking a taxi or taking a train or bus or anything of the sort. I do want to get there quickly, so I don't think I'm going to stay on Park Avenue. Park Avenue has a lot of stop and go, red lights and whatnot. It is definitely the scenic route, but enjoyment is not on the agenda for right now. So if it gets too touch and go, I'm going to have to pull down to Second Avenue maybe, or Madison Avenue, maybe even into Central Park, and take the route straight down there. Folks, thank you for all the support out there, the likes, the comments, the subscribes, the shares, everything, the ideas you guys share with me, even those of you who know me in person and give me words of feedback, encouragement, and support, even offer ideas. Thank you to everyone who has any affiliation in any way to EUC NYC guy. It's good to be back. I have not been recording nearly as much as I once was at a certain point in my heyday, but that's because it was winter and wet and snowy and rainy. But we've got some sun today, so instead of driving my car, I was able to take the wheel out for today. I feel kind of new on it, almost like my muscles have turned to jelly a little bit. It takes a little time to regain all that strength, but I still feel good. I feel the muscle memory, it feels comfortable, and I'm gonna get right back into it quickly, I hope. There's also sun throughout the week, so I hope that means that you can see more EUC NYC guy throughout this week. Hopefully it means I can get out there and show you the town. And if I don't have errands to run, maybe I can do special trips or things that you want to see, like things you want to know, like how long it takes to get somewhere, or what are the routes, or show us some scenery of New York City. Anything like that, I'm considering it because I really just want to ride. I want to get out there like I used to all the time. I want to see what I've been missing, so to speak. Boom. So to those who are not familiar with New York City, 86th Street is up kind of in the middle or northern part of Manhattan, and 14th Street, Union Square, is kind of towards the middle / bottom of Manhattan. Now, I wouldn't call either of those destinations the top or bottom, respectively, but because there's still a lot more to go after 14th Street, and there's still a lot more to go after 86th Street. And in the middle somewhere is Central Park. So maybe if I have a map on the screen somewhere, maybe you can kind of see, I can illustrate what I'm saying to you. If not, you can always also feel free to look it up. Not that anybody wants to do that, I'm sure, but all right. So this is the infamous Park Avenue, and this is the area of Park Avenue where it has the richest per capita income per square mile on the planet. I don't understand it quite. I don't know why. I know it's expensive. I know it's like in a lot of movies and it's kind of a famous area, but I'm not sure how and why it's so rich. It must just be old money people living here, or people who own like all the broadcasting stations or something. Maybe I'll get a house here one day. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Guys, thanks again for tuning in. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe. And if you're watching it all the way through, definitely drop a comment and let me know you stayed. It's always good to see all the regulars out there. I really appreciate you guys. And to anyone new out there joining as well, thank you. Thank you for popping in. I hope you stay around for a while. Check out some of the other videos. Subscribe and so on. Tell your friends about it. I'm a regular NYC guy, people. I've been here all my life. Been taking the train, subway, and all that. And a few years ago, I was one of the lucky ones to discover electric scooters, and then that kind of evolved into electric unicycles. So yeah, I was even on one of those $300 electric scooters once upon a time, not too long ago. And now I'm on the elite class EUC, top of the top. Now here's the thing, a lot of friends, especially people who wouldn't, quote unquote, wouldn't dare do this. Shout out to Mo and the other Mo, both of who have picked this up and who have dared to do so. But to most people who wouldn't dare to do this, I'd like to tell those people, you can and you should. You don't need a top class electric unicycle to get into the sport or to use it as a commuter and save tremendous money and time. You don't need a top wheel. You don't need a $4,000, $5,000 wheel. You only need about $800 really to get into the game, where you start saving immense amounts of time and money. Look at this guy. You start saving immense amounts of time and money. Yeah, so if you can practice for a couple of weeks and you have it in you, you're gonna have to dig a little bit for that inner strength and decide that you can and will do this. And you don't have to be out here with the cars. You can certainly take the bike lane or sidewalk even, depending on your commute. Now, to all the suburban dwellers out there, hold off for a second, because I gotta say something about suburban environments and electric unicycles, and I will get to that. But I'm talking about New York City, Chicago, and other crowded contemporary cities. You guys need to get an electric unicycle. It's not you should. I mean, this is like, when someone else is preparing for war against you and you don't even know it, and you're just relaxed and thinking to yourself everything is fine, and then all of a sudden you get invaded by the enemy. Well, you're at war right now, taking the bus or train or paying for a taxi all the time, and you don't even know it. You have to prepare for war by being able to ride an electric unicycle and taking it upon yourself to enter into the battle arena of personal electric vehicle travel. You have to understand that the enemy is not going to wait for you to figure it out when the time comes for the invasion. And I'm not talking about a literal invasion. I'm not talking about literal war, hopefully. I'm talking about amassing wealth and financial stability and thinking about how you can control your time. It really boils down to how much in control are you of being able to move around. How well and easily can you get from place to place with maximum efficiency? Well, efficiency is the name of the game, isn't it? Isn't it all about time is money, and how much are you putting in and how much are you getting out? Isn't that the big question? Isn't that what everyone is asking and thinking about all the time? It is. So why wouldn't you want to be able to move around quickly on an electric unicycle in a place like New York City, where everyone is money-minded and thinking about their next move, their next step? You have to. Let's say you're a tech guy and you're repairing computers around the city. Do you think you want to drive around all the time with your van or with your car looking for parking, paying for parking, wasting all that time at red lights and traffic? Do you think that's the move, or do you think a backpack on you and moving around the city at lightning speed relatively is the way to go? I mean, a man on a wheel can probably take on 10 times, I'm saying it again, 10 times the amount of appointments in one day that a man in a van can. And whether you're fixing refrigerators or computers or doing consultation visits, heck, even a doctor who does home visits can be on one of these things and juice up his schedule from 5 appointments a day to 10 appointments a day. And I say that without exaggeration or hyperbole. I'm saying this in a very literal sense. And sure, you might be like, oh, well, he's going to get smacked by 10 cars by the time he gets through his day. No, hopefully not. I mean, listen, you do have to have a certain youth and vigor about you to enter into this. You do have to have a certain level of gall to say, I'm going to be an EUC guy. But it's not that much, and people are doing it. And if you have the youth and you have the capability, you certainly should consider it. Now, if you're older or you're worried or you're not that type of aggressive individual who feels like he could zoom down an avenue standing on 2 legs, you're excused, dismissed. That's okay. But to the grand total, or to the grand majority of society, you should at least be considering it and figuring out whether or not you're a true candidate for this. And if you go to websites like ewheels.com or any of the others, just look up EUC shop on Google. A bunch will come up. They're all really good, fantastic. And then figure out what the choices are on the website. Look at the different prices and the different sizes of the different wheels and say, hey, I don't need a top wheel. If you're a grown man who weighs 200 pounds, do not get the small wheel. By the way, they have them on Amazon too. Don't get a small wheel. Don't get a $500 wheel. I'm sorry, that wheel's gonna creak. It's only gonna go 11, 12 miles an hour. Don't do that, because then you're not really getting the same impact from having a wheel. I mean, even if you could only go 10, 15 miles an hour in the beginning, you're gonna go faster rapidly. You're gonna quickly get better and better at it, and you don't want to have to keep upgrading wheels. Get something in the middle. My recommendation is gonna be an S18 or a V8F or a V10F. Those are great starter wheels for a grown adult. Anyone who weighs between 150 to 250 pounds, you're gonna want a V8F or a V10F or 18XL or an S8 or an S18. These are the wheels you want to start yourself off with. Now, if you're all in and you are definitely invested and you believe in yourself. By the way, we're here. This is Union Square. How many minutes was that? I'm not sure, but it's probably about 10 minutes. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with your friends. It helps the channel a lot. It helps me a lot. And I totally appreciate it. I'll make it up to you one day, if and when I can. In the meantime, enjoy these journeys with me, these ride-in chats. So yeah, if you're invested, get yourself a proper wheel. Spend $3,000, $4,000 if you have it, and get yourself a real wheel right out the gate, and learn on it carefully and conservatively, and earn your way, earn your stripes. It will take a year or two before you're totally ripping on that new, incredible, crazy wheel. And then you won't have to keep upgrading. You'll save a lot of money that way. Folks, you saw it here first. Congratulations to you. Have a great day. And big shout out to all my fellow EUC channel guys out there. Shout out Mr. Wrong Way. Love your work. Shout out Hasiang. Shout out Chooch. Shout out Marty. Shout out EUC Vibes. Yes. Shout out who else? I watch you guys. I watch all your channels. Shout out to the people in the comments. Shout out Donovan. Shout out Mr. E Thunder. Shout out the whole lot of you guys. Thanks again. I'll see you all again very soon. Have a great day. Goodbye. Oh, shout out Da Ying. Thank you for the support. Shout out Zen Lee. Shout out, oh man, too many to name. Shout out all you guys. Love you guys. Have a great day. Goodbye.